So this is question number 9, I guess. And people are like, "Oh, you're trying to be a Neil Peart clone." I'm sure most of them are saying in their minds Neil Peart, and some even spell it that way. But anyway, it's not a shampoo. And no, I'm not a Neil Peart clone. I'm not. I don't wear the hat, and I don't try and look like him, and I don't try and play like him physically. Um, I don't play the same stuff as him, like drum wise and things like that. I don't. I don't want to be Neil Peart. I just love Rush music, and it's the most challenging and most familiar and most loved music that I can see in my life, that I can impart my skill on the drum set to teach drumming in this visual means. So that's why I play so many Rush songs, because I love Rush. Most other music is not challenging to play for me, even though I play it all the time and know how to play it. I don't think it would behoove anyone, including myself, to sit here and play Sweet Home Alabama, even though that's a really cool song. But I don't want to play it on a video and, try and cop every single fill of that song, or AC/DC, or, name your band. So that's why I don't do that. And that's why I play Rush songs, because they're hard. I like challenges, and that's the most enjoyable challenge that I can find, and that's why I do it. So that's the bottom line, okay? Not trying to be Neil. I will never be Neil. I'm not trying to fill in for him. I'm not trying to say, look at me, I can play Rush songs. I just love Rush, and I think there's a lot to be learned by studying his particular drumming. So that's why I do it. Okay, so here's another short one is where do you get your drumless tracks from? Well, I don't have any drumless tracks. I don't have any special inroads to that. I don't have any friends in the recording industry or who are sending me masters without the drums on them. What I do is I record with the music simultaneously, and what I try and do is play the drums as accurately as possible so that I can bury the drummer on the record and the music will show through without the drums. But if you look closely, you can see if I make a mistake, especially on the snare drum, there will be either an extra hit when I hit it, or there'll be a lack of a hit if I miss a hit. So up until now, I've done a pretty decent job of covering pretty much everything I play exactly like the way the drummer's doing it. And so a lot of people think, I might have these tracks that have no drums on them, but it's no secret. It's just the studio album I'm playing along to, and I just crank my drums up a little louder so they can bury the drumming in that drum in that album. And if I do it right, it comes off as me drumming with the band. So there's that secret. Another question I get is, can I have the tabs for X? First of all, I don't really download drum tabs that much because I kind of there's a lot of inaccuracies out there, even though most of it's good. The stuff that I need from the tabs is usually inaccurate. So, for instance, if I'm looking at this one little 4-bar phrase, it's a drum fill out of a really hard song, the rest of the tab of that song might be accurate, but usually that fill is not accurate. So I have a much easier time slowing it down myself and tabbing it out myself and writing. Actually, I don't even tab. I just write it in music form, drum music form on a 5-bar staff, or 5-line staff, I should say. And then I just painstakingly go through it and play it slowly until I can get it up to speed. And then I usually have it pretty accurately. So I don't really deal with tabs that much because I don't find it particularly rewarding to download something that is 90% accurate, but the 90% that's accurate is stuff I don't need anyway. So I just do my own thing and figure it out for myself for the most part. So anyway, this is not really a question, but I get this comment all the time, and it's either it's usually the same two things, and it's you're fat and you're ugly. And as far as I'm concerned, well, I don't think I'm fat. I mean, I don't have sausage fingers, and I don't have cankles, and I don't have a triple chin. Sure, I have a beer gut. I love beer. I'm 43 years old. I was 28 pounds when I was 20. I've gained 75 pounds since then. So sue me. I've lived a good life. I've got good blood pressure. I exercise 2 hours a day. I'm not out of shape. I'll take on anybody in a drumming endurance competition, and I can ride my bike for 100 miles at a time. So, if you call me fat, then you're the one who's ugly, because what the hell does that mean? And even if I was obese or huge or, 500 pounds, why do you have to say that? That's just such a stupid, cowardly, cheap shot at somebody who's doing nothing that even remotely concerns what their weight is. So, shut up. Secondly, I'm ugly. Okay, well, that's a really subjective opinion, and genetics have given me what they've given me. Some people like the way I look. I couldn't give a shit about the other people who care. So, putting a comment like that on my site is really, it doesn't hurt me. It makes me laugh. You're just showing how ugly you are as a human. So take that and stuff it up your ass, okay? Bye-bye. All right, another comment that I get is, and it's a question and a comment about my cover of Good Times, Bad Times, and whether I'm playing it with 1 foot or 2 feet. And it's just every month I get the comment, are you using 2 feet? Well, no, of course I'm not using 2 feet. And if you have any observational skills whatsoever, you can see that it's impossible for me to be using 2 feet, since the hi-hat is keeping constant 8th notes almost the entire song. So yes, I am playing it with 1 foot, as did John Bonham. And I'm not saying I did it as well as he did or anything like that, but yes, I played it with 1 foot. So I'm not using double bass on Zeppelin, and I don't use double bass on anything else that someone played with a single bass. I don't use double bass for Iron Maiden, even though it would make it a hell of a lot easier. But I find it a challenge to use 1 foot because I know it's humanly possible, because I've seen Nico do it a dozen times and on videos and stuff. So I try and do the way it's done. So there's your question. Your question answered? Whatever.